If you're a cake decorator who still have phobia for decorating tiered fondant cakes, please watch this video till the end, as I will be sharing with you how I decorated this cake from start to finish. I mean, from layering, trimming, leveling, crumb coating, and of course adding the fondant icing. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Titilayo, and if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, because this will help me grow on this platform. Now let's proceed to the business of the day. The first thing I'm doing is to trim the cake, each layer of the cakes, before I start stacking them on top of each other. Then afterwards I proceeded to trim the sides. So I placed the knife carefully on the side without slanting it, making sure that it is slipping on the cake, and then I trim. I can trim up and down or sideways, so either this way or the other way. Yeah, so either one works. Then I use this plumb to check whether it is aligned. Then I proceeded to the next one, which is the 7 inches. I did the same thing, trimming it to make sure it is balanced. I'm filling it with buttercream. That's regular American buttercream. That's what I'm sandwiching the cakes with. And then pretty much just repeating the same thing, trimming the cakes and then aligning them on top of each other. Once that is done, I proceed to trimming the sides as well, so that it's going to be smooth. By the time I crumb coat and I add my fondant, I will not have dents or cakes that are not straight. So I'm trimming because I want to avoid all of that. So you want to make sure that your cakes are well trimmed. Like I said, place your knife carefully on the side of the cake and then trim away. So once all of that is done, I proceeded to crumb coating each of the cakes. Meanwhile, I've already kneaded my fondant. So my fondant is ready. I place them in this Ziploc bag and then I just crumb coat, and then I start adding the fondant directly on the cake. So this makes my work so easy. You can see that I'm just picking it and then placing it directly on the cake. So I've already done the work, kneaded my fondant, rolled it out, kept it in a Ziploc bag so that it doesn't dry out, and then once I'm ready, I just start adding it on top of it. So I needed help here. I had to get help to turn the cake because it's quite heavy. So what I want to do is to trim out the excess of the fondant that I added to the top tier, to the top. So I trimmed it out. I used a palette knife. You can use a cake knife or a craft knife, anyone works. So I turned it back with the help of my students, and then I proceeded to add water. The water is going to serve as a glue to attach the next one that I'm going to be adding to the side. So this cake is a 10 by 10 cake, so I have already cut out all of the sides to that size. So pretty much what I'm doing is just to add water to serve as a glue, trim out the excess, and then proceed to add the next one, trim out the excess, and then I have my complete square cake ready. Now, to get sharp edges on each side of the square, by the time you add them to the cake, you need to use your smoother to press the excesses, so that you can now trim out that excess and you will now have sharp edge. I'm actually showing my students how it's done here, so you can also learn as well. So pinch it, glue them together with water, and then use the smoother to glue them together and then trim out the excess. That's the easiest way to get a sharp edge on your square cake. So I repeat the same thing here. I'm going to use the two smoother to pinch it together, glue it together, and then by the time it's a bit dry, I can now trim out the excess. You can see that it's even coming off already without even trimming it, because I really pinched them together very well. So I just cut out the excess once I see that it is a bit dried. Easy peasy. To add the last one, so I'm going to add water to both ends of the square, and I'm going to place the last fondant. So I'll repeat the same process again, which is to glue the two sides together, and then using my smoother I'm going to kind of pinch them together to get a perfect sharp side, as you can see from the video. Now that all of the sides have been fixed, what I'm going to do is to cut out the excesses. So I left the cake for a few minutes to just for the fondant to firm up a bit, and then using a sharp razor blade I'll just cut through so that I'll cut out all of the excesses. Moving on to the round cake as well, I'm crumb coating it with American buttercream. The fondant is ready, and it really makes my work very easy. Once the fondant is available, what I just need to do is crumb coat and then add the top. So I'm trimming out the excess like I did for the square cake as well, and I will turn it back and then add the fondant to the sides using water as my glue. So don't forget to glue it so that your work doesn't become so messy. Just get everything you need in place before you start your work. Guys, if you are still not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel, and of course don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Like I always say, it helps with the algorithm and it helps me grow on this platform. So I'm rolling the fondant around the cake, and I'm going to cut out the excess so that I can now glue it together. I will still use my smoother to make sure that it sticks to the cake, and then I'll trim out the excess once again, and then I will join the two sides together. So if your fondant is a soft fondant, it glues easily. If it's not a soft fondant, just use water to glue it, and then you can then use a stripe to cover the line. But this fondant is a soft fondant, so it just attaches to themselves easily. So I'm going to trim out the extra, and then I will leave the remaining extra. You can see that it still has a little bit of extra. I'll leave it till the fondant firms up a little bit before I now trim it out. Now let's put some finishing touches to the cake. So just a little bit of stripe, a regular stripe. The design did not call for a straight one, so I'm just applying it anyway, free flow. So, and then now the cake is already dried. You can see that the fondant is a bit dry, and then I can now easily cut through so that I can have sharp edge, as you can see from the video. So I proceeded to finish up, and then the next thing is to dowel my cake. Using a separating board that I'm going to use, I marked out the size of the cake that is coming on top, and the cake is 7 inches, so this separating board is about 6.5 to 7 inches, not sure. And I'm now going to arrange my dowel rods all around the size that I've marked out. So I'll trim it, I'll let it pop up a little bit, and then I'll put the central dowel Then I place the cake together. Voila! Putting some finishing touches, and the cake is looking so beautiful. I'm going to accessorize it with balls, and that's all, because this cake is for a man. It doesn't really need so much force. Voila, cake is ready. You guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to ask your questions in the comment section. I'll definitely reply. And of course, keep it locked on this page. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.